Hello everybody. Today we are going to complete Till Check Your Progress 3, and lastly we had seen Till Check Your Progress 2. Let's begin the reading. Preparing schedule. A system development process scheduling is an activity that distributes estimated effort according to the planned project duration by allocating the effort to specific software engineering tasks. But at the early stage of the project, macroscopic schedule is developed. This schedule identifies all major activities of the project. As the project progresses, each entity of macroscopic schedule is refined into a detailed schedule. For a systems development, scheduling is meant for setting an end date to the project or projects. Now, the feasibility of following the schedule is directly related to the timetable made. Systems analysts have to take care of schedule feasibility of the system. The purpose of schedule feasibility is to understand the time frames and dates of completion of different phases of the project. It means that the project can be completed and be operational so that it will meet the needs of the user requirements. In most cases, missing the deadline may invite penalties. A systems analyst has to remember the schedule feasibility at the time before entering into any agreement with client regarding the delivery schedules. At the project planning stage, feasibility of conforming to the schedule will be studied by the analyst. To take a decision, factors such as expected team size, availability of resources, subcontracting or outsourcing of activities have to be considered. Scheduling feasibility will be reassessed during the commencement of each phase. Gathering requirements of system. Finalizing the requirements of the system to be built forms the backbone for the ultimate success of the project. It not only includes ascertaining the functions but also the constraints of the system. The later part is very important as the customer needs to be very clear about the services that are going to be offered by the system. This will avoid any conflicts during the delivery or intermediate meetings with the client, as the client assumes that the system provides those functions which are actually constraints of the system. When the requirements of the system are inaccurate, it may lead to the following problems. Delivery schedules may be slipped. Developed system may be rejected by the client, leading to the loss of reputation and amount spent on the project. System developed may be unreliable. Overall cost of the project may exceed the estimates. There are different ways of finding the system requirements. Two of them are joint application development and prototyping. Joint application development it is a process in which group meetings are held to analyze the problem and define the requirements of the desired system. In the process of joint application development JAD, each participant is expected to participant attend and actively participate. The group includes sponsor, the facilitator, the user manager, and IT staff. When JAD technique is used to find the requirements, it is known as joint requirements planning. Participants of joint application development. The following are the various participants of joint application development. Sponsor is a person in top management. The sponsor plays a vital role in the process of JAD. She or he works closely with JAD leader to plan the session by identifying individuals from the user community. Facilitator is a single individual who plays an important role as leader. She or he leads all the session that held for system development. She or he must have good communication skill, negotiation skill, ability to remove group conflicts, possess good knowledge of business, has strong organizing power, quick and impartial decision making capability. The facilitator plans session for JAD, conducts the session and follows the decision of the session. Representatives of the clients will also attend the JAD session. They are chosen by the project sponsor based on their knowledge of the business system. The role of the representatives of the clients is to communicate the business rules and the requirements of the desired system. Scribe records proceedings of the meeting. The proceedings are published and demonstrated to the attendees immediately after the meeting. Scribes need to have a good knowledge of systems analysts frequently play this role. IT staff such as programmer also participate in the session. IT staff listen and take notes regarding issues and requirements mentioned by the clients and analysts. They can contribute their ideas related to technical limitations of the current system. JAD session spans from 3 to 7 days, but in special cases it may continue up to 2 weeks. Success of JAD session depends upon proper planning. For a successful JAD session, all the participants should be informed about the schedule of the session beforehand and they should come prepared. The analyst must work closely with the sponsor to determine the scope of the issues that will be discussed in JAD session. There are three steps that are to be followed for a JAD session. Followed for a successful JAD session. Selection of a location for JAD session, selection of JAD participants, preparation of agenda items for JAD session. JAD sessions are usually held in a location different from the workplace. The meeting room should be equipped with whiteboard, overhead projector, data projector, laptop, printer, scanner, etc. There should be name tags for all the participants. Preparation of the agenda is the key for the success of JAT session. Agenda must be brief, should mention the objective of the session, it must mention the item to be discussed in each session and time allotted to each item. Agenda contains three parts, namely the opening, the body, and conclusion. Process of conducting a JAT session successfully. For successful session, the facilitator should adhere to the following guidelines. Agenda should be followed strictly. Topics should be completed within allotted time. Ensure that the scribe is able to take notes. Avoid the use of technical jargon unless essential. Try to get group consensus. Ensure that the participants follow the rules. Disadvantages of joint application development JAD. Since it is a meeting of many people, there may not be sufficient time for everyone to speak. Only a few people may dominate the discussion, so the outcome of the meeting will be the view of those who spoke most during the meeting. The people with such meetings is that some people are afraid to speak out for fear that they may be criticized. Prototyping, designing and building a scaled down but functional version of a desired system is known as prototype. In other words, it is the model of the software to be built. It can be developed using appropriate software such as 3GL, 4GL with query, screen, report, form, etc. The analyst builds a prototype as per the preliminary or basic requirements of the user. Whenever the prototype is displayed to the clients, they give their suggestions regarding improvement of features, etc., or they may accept it. Of course, There is every possibility of rejection also. Based on the user feedback, the analyst improves the prototype and makes a new version of the prototype. This process continues till the client is satisfied and fulfills his or her needs. In some cases, prototypes are further scaled upwards to become full fledged software to be delivered to the customer. This model is useful for determining requirements for the software to be built in the following situations. Requirements are not clear for any complex systems. Prototypes are more useful in the cases where communication problems exist between customer and analysts. This model is useful. Tools and data are readily available for building the working system. There are some disadvantages of the prototype model in case of prototyping formal documentation is involved. Usually prototypes are stand-alone systems. Building prototypes is difficult in cases where data has to be shared. Important issues such as security and validation are not given importance. So here we come to the end of check your progress. Three's answer will be available in the description, and let's see the summary also. What is in the summary? The process of systems planning is a critical activity in the life of a project. Here we have focus on determination of requirements, gathering of information about the existing system. There are many techniques for requirements determination, which include interviews, questionnaires, group discussions, site visits, and presentations. One or more of the above techniques are used to gather adequate information about the current system. Each technique has its own advantages and disadvantages. In personal interview, the systems analyst gathers information through face-to-face interaction. It is very common in simple method of fact finding. In a group discussion, a group of individuals is called for different work groups. In this method, problems of all the sections are discussed and a suitable and acceptable solution is arrived at. In the process of site visits, the systems analyst watches the activities and learns about the system. Questionnaires are special types of documents which allow the system analyst to collect information from the respondent. In this unit, the process of study feasibility of developing the system is examined. In feasibility studies, it is stated whether the project assessment can be accepted for development or is to be rejected for its infeasibility. The key activity in the project planning is the assessment of different feasibility issues associated with the project. It includes economic, technical, operational, and legal issues. The economic feasibility judges the cost effectiveness of the project. There are two types of costs involved in a project: system development cost, operation and maintenance cost. The benefit consists of saving the tangible cost by using the system and the intangible cost by improving the quality of service. In operational feasibility, systems analyst assesses the degree to which the proposed system solves business problems or takes advantage of business opportunity. The legal issues to be considered are copyright law, antitrust legislation, foreign trade legislation, etc. There are several modern information gathering techniques used by the systems analysts. Some of them are joint applications development (JAD) and prototyping. JAD is a structured process in which users, managers, and analysts work together to a series of meetings to specify system requirements. So here we come and to the end of this chapter, and all the answers will be available in the description. So thank you, and till then keep exploring.